Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
Welcome to episode 17 of Conversations to Have with Your Advisor. Today we are going to be discussing about what are the things that you need to do to get 2025 right. Earlier in 2024, when we began the year, we covered a few important things for you to focus on in 2024. These were basic things like ensuring that you're mitigating your risks with insurance and maintaining a contingency plan, you being aware about your human life value, followed by taking up your risk profile and understanding your risk appetite. And we also spoke a little bit about estate planning and succession planning and keeping people informed. And also regarding investments and how you should be investing in 2024. So now it's time for you to speak to your advisor and review what you have done in 2024 by looking at how the portfolio has performed, what are your contributions been, have you been on track, and lastly reviewing your goals and understanding how close or how far you are away from them and what you need to be doing in the coming year to be able to achieve what you have set for yourself.
Speaking of goals and performance, I think this is an interesting time for us to explore that relationship in a little bit more detail. Normally as investors, when we have a goal 5 years away, we like to sort of linearly spread our progress, right? In terms of saying, I want to save up 10 lakhs in 5 years and I'd like to be at 2 lakhs on year 1, 4 lakhs on year 2 and so on until I get to my 10 lakh goal in year 5. And this linear measurement works in certain periods of the market cycle and it doesn't work in other segments. And that's the kind of year that 2025 could actually be, where we can't really use a linear scale and we can't say that, oh, I've done 40% of my goal, so I just need to do only this much more this year. Because there are years in which the market is going to aid your portfolio and there are years in which you have to sort of invest more in your portfolio to get those outcomes that you really want. So one thing is to come back to the drawing board and reset your expectations. Expect little to no help from the market in terms of where you're going to hit your goals, which means you need to actually pump up your contributions and you need to keep a lookout for opportunities. And this is not something that's new, like it's something that can be well managed. So if we rewind to 2020, when we were working with a particular investor, their child had to go off to university, and before COVID, we were well on track to meet that goal. But when you had that correction in March, we had to come back to the drawing board and sort of look at how things are going to rework, how to shuffle around your assets so that you can make that goal happen. Now, luckily for us, 2025 may or may not have these kind of surprises, but we do know that the market context is changing and there is ample time for investors to prepare for those kind of situations.
So this brings us to an important part about risk taking. So there are two forms of risks, right? One is perceived risk and one is actual risk. The last 18 months have been really good. So a lot of investors think that they are ready to take more risks and that they will be able to withstand volatility and are okay to go through that phase. But sometimes what happens is risk is invisible when returns are too good, and that is what we are seeing amongst a lot of our investors. So they think they have the ability to be able to taking more risk, but when that situation actually comes, we all know in theory that buying the dip is the way to go. But when such an opportunity presents itself, how much are you willing to put forth, how much are you willing to contribute, and whether the liquidity that you've built is sufficient to be able to participate in these kind of opportunities, and whether you're comfortable taking that risk is something that you need to have as a conversation with your advisor so that you're well prepared and there are no surprises that come after that. Because 2025, we do know that the market context is changing, so preparation is going to be the key.
So that probably brings us to thinking about how we can prepare for 2025, and it's going to be an interesting year, a year where you need to accumulate a lot more. So that could be one source of preparation where you plan your liquidity, you prioritize saving over spending, you learn to make certain adjustments. You be prepared for the days in which the market may correct and give you opportunities to create more wealth than normal. This is one set of preparation you can do. Prior to that, you can also start reviewing your assets, figuring out which assets are liquid, which assets can be liquidated, on short notice, and how you want to structure the liquidity within your portfolio as well. The third and possibly the most important thing that you need to do is to figure out whether you have any financial commitments for 2025 and plan for that right away. There's a great sense of urgency in prioritizing your commitments and insulating them from the vagaries of the market so that you can have a very successful wealth creation journey even in a year that can be quite challenging for investors. Thank you for watching this video, and if you like this, please subscribe to our channel and let us know how you are preparing for 2025 in the comments below.